Hi there. For those of you who don't know who I am, there's I think 8 of you who've never been in one of our leagues before. I'm Gil Leberton. I'm the league czar of the Rusty Staub Memorial Baseball League, and we're I'm tickled to death that we were able to find 24 managers. Actually, we found more than that, and we had to turn some people away. But welcome to all of you, and I'm anxious to see what this new league uh, turns out like with all the exciting new players in Major League Baseball. Um, and the fact that we haven't done this for a while. The last time we tried to do it, a few years ago, um, we we had some problem with waning interest and the commissioner being busy and all those kind of things. So, um, but we've learned by our mistakes, and I think we're better because we did learn from those kind of things. I think we have a good idea of what works and what doesn't now. And one of the things we wanted to do was, since this will be our only stocking draft, our only dispersal draft, I figured we would do it in some for the drafting positions in some unique fashion. And in the past, whenever we've done something like, and whenever we've had to determine drafting spots, we've always done the proverbial names in a hat. And I think my son did it one time. Uh, I don't know. We've done it different ways. Last time we did it at Hard A Barbecue in Dallas, and Jimmy Birch got the first pick, and I got the last pick. And but this way, I think you'll enjoy. You'll see in a minute how we choose to do it and how I chose us to do it. Um, Real quick, why would we do something like this? Well, that's most of you know, as at least 2/3 of the league know, we try to do things like this. We've always gone a little above and beyond. When we first had a league way back when, with mostly people from the local newspaper where I worked and where many of our guys worked, we had the first draft at old Arlington Stadium in the press box. And then later we moved to the ballpark in Arlington and had our opening rounds several times in the press box there, even though it was sometimes February, early March, and the bathrooms were all locked up and things like that. And we had pizza delivered and whatever. And then also one year we used to use Diamond Mine baseball back then, and one year we hosted the game's creator, Tom Tippett, who later went on to work for the Red Sox, as many of you know. And we hosted Tom, and Tom came in for the weekend and got to meet a lot of the people that are his customers, and it was a wonderful and very memorable weekend. And in addition, we had several nights that where we were able to get into a suite at the ballpark in Arlington and all get together and watch a Rangers game and just have a good time. So we're going to try to do that this year, and all 24 managers will be invited, even if you're out of town. But certainly, we're going to try to do that. I think there's some assurance from some Rangers people that we might be able to pull that off this year. All right, let me give you an idea of what we're going to do. We're going to instead of picking names out of a hat. I needed something that would be a random number generator. Some leagues in the past have determined their draft pick positions by using the stock, the New York Stock Exchange quotes and things like all kinds of crazy things. But there are plenty of random number generators on the internet, and one of the ones I think that seemed to be the most fun is this thing. It's a wheel, a spinning wheel, and it has all 24 teams, your team name and your abbreviation, and the way we're going to do this is we will spin the wheel, and the wheel will it'll pick the draft position starting at number 1, and once your team is picked, you'll get that spot and you'll be removed from the wheel, and we'll proceed for the next 23 spots and do it that way. I've played around with this to make sure that it was as fair as possible. There is nothing at all that can rig it. Trust me on that. I can't put my finger on it in some way to slow it down when it gets near the Richland Ravens. It's we don't roll that way anyway. Now, one of the things we do that I'm going to do to ensure the randomness is I don't know if you can see the cursor here, but there's a little button up here that says shuffle, and what that will do is after each time we eliminate a team, after each time we pick a team, we will I'll hit the shuffle button, and the remaining positions on the wheel will jumble around, and then at the around the 10 o'clock position, I'd say, I will click I'll go ahead and click the wheel, and it'll spin. Now, one bit of warning: it spins fast, and then it slows down agonizingly slow, and sometimes you think it's going to land on your team, and it just kind of drifts a little bit into the next one. And I apologize in advance for that, because everybody here will have it, might well have it happen to them, and it won't seem fair, but it happens often enough where you'll start to get a sense of how the thing flows. And so that's pretty much the way we're going to do it. And I encourage everybody. I can't see the page right now, but I encourage everybody that's watching on YouTube to go ahead and sign into the chat. At least just say hello. You don't need to. There's no charge. Just say hello. Let us all know you were here. And so let's get started. You'll see what happens after each name. After each name comes up, it will say which team was picked, and there'll be a little confetti thrown, things like that, and that team will be removed from the wheel, and we'll go on, and I'll announce who it is so that we can all congratulate the lucky man. Ready? So let's go. Let's go to. Bear with me here. I've got to. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them just to start off with, so you'll see how that goes. Okay. It shuffled all them. And now at the 10 o'clock position, I click the wheel, and let's see who gets the number 1 pick in our draft. Oh, it went right over the line, and it looks like Ricky Moore. Ricky Moore gets it, the LA tourist. All right, I'm writing all this down. Okay, Ricky gets the number 1 overall pick. Boy, that was just. All right, let's see who's number 2. Again, we shuffle. We go back to 10. The number 2 pick. Oh, now you know. Nope, I didn't make it. I did make it. Ooh, it's not rigged, I promise, guys. We don't roll that way. We don't do that. We shuffle again. Number 3 pick. The West Texas Rattlers, Scooter Miller. Shuffle again. This will be the number 4 pick. Cody Bailey, the Cypress Springs Lake Monsters. I'm writing this down so that's, if there's a delay, that's what it is. Okay. Shuffle. The Avon Airboys, Kaylee Davis. That was pick number 5. Shuffle. And let it spin. The Virginia Who's, Brendan McCormick. All right. We shuffle and we spin. This is for pick number 7. The Hawaii Volcanoes. Lawrence Green is our manager. And Lawrence does live in Hawaii. Welcome, Lawrence. See, I guess it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon there, right? Okay, we shuffled and we spin again. This is for the number 8 pick. The Broadcast Hill Boomsticks by Ted Sorrell's manager. Okay, we're coming up on number 9, the 9th pick. The Minnesota Loons, Chris Kaufman, manager. It was a number 9 pick. All right, let's go down to the 8 o'clock position this time to spin it. Not that it matters, but the Chandler Wallballers, Chris Smith. So what, I'm going to shuffle twice this time. And we'll just click anywhere. Doesn't matter where you click, supposedly. The Bent Creek Blowfish, Jared Sandler. For the benefit of our new managers, we were privileged to have Jared does the pre and post game shows and occasionally the play-by-play on the radio for the Texas Rangers. Ted Sorrells, who manages the Broadcast Hill Boomsticks, used to do the pre and post game for the NHL Dallas Stars. And plus, we also have several guys who, like myself, were in the newspaper business and were beat men, Rangers beat men over the years. And we'll all get to know, for the new guys, you'll get to know everybody by the as the season goes on. We've got some things planned that'll make sure that we all know who's who. All right, this is for pick number 12, halfway through. The White Rock Cosmos, Charles Polanski. Okay, pick number 13. The Death Valley Four Horsemen, Chris Worthley. Chris lives in Lincoln, Nebraska. We have three Chris's in the league. All right, we're going to shuffle. This is for pick number 14. The Carolina Marsh Tackies. Dave Wilmot is the manager. I bet y'all don't know what a marsh tacky is. It's a horse that's native to the South Carolina area. All right, we shuffled. This is for spot number 15. The WAU Lumberjacks. Todd, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Cichon. Chichon. Excuse me. Todd's team is the WAU Lumberjacks, and they have the number 15 team, the number 15 spot. Okay, number 16 coming up. The Delgado Barn, Will Pennegy. Will and his son Keith are both in the league. They both live in New Orleans, and we share the same heritage, having worked at the New Orleans Times-Picayune. Well, there you go. the Dagobah Warriors. Did I pronounce that right? They're showing my Star Wars ignorance. But Keith Pennigy, Will's son, gets the very next pick after his dad. Okay. This is pick number 18 coming up. We're going to use a serpentine draft, so these guys will all be coming up early in the second round, if that's any consolation. All right. The St. Lucie Mets, Robert Beauclair. Okay. Pick number 19 coming up. The Charlestown Chiefs, Jeff Miller. Listen to me, Jeff Wilson, the manager. We shuffle, and this is for pick number 20. There's plenty of good players in this draft, so the entire first round, everybody's going to get a star player. The Pittsburgh Stingers get the 20th pick. John Toth, JT Toth from Pittsburgh, gets the 20th pick. This is pick number 21. The Columbus Clippers, Stan Skowinski. This is pick number 22. The Keller Clowns, Danny Horn. Well, is there any need to really shuffle them? But I will. It looks like Kansas City Blues, Drew Davison. And TR, I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel anyway. The Denison Heralds will get the 24th pick. And, of course, they'll also get the 25th pick because they picked first in the second round, which is not a bad deal because it really helps you. I've been there before, believe me, and it helps you to strategize. So that's it. That's our draw. And those 24 positions, I will type them out and post them right away. Send everybody what I'll actually do is fill in the entire draft schedule for all 26 rounds, I guess. We will draft 26 rounds, 2 rounds a day for 13 straight days. And then on the, oops, did I do something wrong here? Yeah. And then on the, and then for the final 6 spots on each roster, we will do that with list. And doing list with Strat Draft, if you haven't worked with Strat Draft before, it's much easier. People usually get the guys they want, I'll show everybody how to do it. Those of you who have been with us before, and have used Strat Draft know how that goes at the end. The Strat Draft does not pick for anybody. They don't. It's not like an auto draft. They don't say you can't tell it pick the lowest ERA or the highest OPS remaining and stuff like that. No, you give them a list of the guys you want. You can give them as many as I think it's 6 per category over 5 categories. So 30. You give them 30 names in different categories, and they'll do the selecting for you. Now, real quickly, what will happen is I will post on the same YouTube page here. I will post a video that'll be a refresher course for those of you that have used Strat Draft before, or for those of you who haven't. Hopefully it'll be instructional enough that you'll be able to figure it out. It's real simple. You mainly just need to know how to find, when it's your turn, you find the player, you select the player, that's it. You just click and that's it. Each of you will be sent a login, a unique login, and you'll log into the Strat Draft page, and it will show you your page with your guys you've drafted already. And when it's your turn, the site will denote that, okay, ready to draft, ready for you to make your pick. What's the main advantage of Strat Draft? It's to keep people from having to sit in front of their computer or constantly watch their phone throughout the day thinking that it's going to be their turn. As y'all saw when I was doing my test last night, when we make a pick, when anyone makes a pick, everyone else gets an email. And it tells you at the top of the email, so-and-so just picked, so-and-so's on deck, and I think it tells you who's after him. I know it definitely tells you who's on deck. And so this way you can see what the progress of the draft is. Each of us is going to have a 10-minute time slot in which to make our pick. And if you say you have a meeting to go into, or lunch, or getting on an airplane or something like that, but say you have a meeting, an important meeting, and your pick is going to be coming up in an hour and a half. Well, you can, with Strat Draft, you can put a list of guys that you want, and when your turn comes up, if you haven't made your pick yourself by then, Strat Draft will go by your list, and it will take the first player that you available on your list, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be there when to actually make the pick. Some people will put their picks in. They'll see that they're maybe have 8 picks. They're the 8th pick on that day. They'll put 8 names in there, and that way they're assured that when their turn comes up, that they'll get one of the guys that they want. I'll go over that in the video, but that should about do it from here. There's no. I will send everybody the schedule of draft times. I will send everybody the login. You'll get an email inviting you to the Strat Draft page, and with your login information that's generated automatically by Strat Draft. Oh, one thing I want to say, it's called Strat Draft because it was created by a bunch of Stratomatic players, and a lot of the stuff you'll see on the site, there's a lot of bells and whistles and managing aids and things like that that are designed for the Stratomatic game, not the action PC baseball game. He figured out how action PC baseball players can use it, but a lot of the bells and whistles that are going to be disabled and you'll notice that when we go in. No problem though. It still works for our purposes, and but you'll all get an email inviting you to the Strat Draft page. It'll have the URL on there, and it'll have your login, your personal login for your team. Also, in the next day or so, I'm going to have everybody's login for the forum, for the Staub League forum. And this is where we will post databases during the season. You'll go there and you'll download the updated database. This is where you'll put your results. You'll post your results after you play your games, and it's where you'll leave your manager. We still call it manager profile files. Action PC calls it manager files. Your manager files can be posted there too, and any other league business and things like that will be doing a lot of the stuff in the forum. It's much easier to track there. You don't have to go fishing through email. Things don't get sent to spam. You don't have to wade through all. I mean, we all get tons of junk email now, right? I'm trying to wean us away from email as much as possible, and plus it's easy. You can see you can see the forum on your phones and tablets, and it's just a lot easier. During Strat Draft, I apologize, you're going to get a lot of email. You can disable that if you want. If you don't want to be alerted when people make selections, you can turn that off. You'll see in the video that I posted, you'll see how to do that. But I recommend leaving it on. That way you can keep up with it. And then at the end of the draft, you can just erase all those emails because you won't need them anymore. But that's it from here. Congratulations to all the guys who got about the spot that they wanted, and like I said, there's so many good players this year that I have a feeling we're going to be drafting all-stars and future all-stars for several rounds. That's just the way baseball go these days. Thank you all for logging in and watching. I hope now that I know how to use the live streaming feature of YouTube, maybe we can do it later throughout the season to and maybe interview some of the managers. We could do kind of a Q&A thing in order to help each other get to know each other better. Thanks again, and let's play ball. See you in Strat Draft on Saturday for the start of the 2023 Staub League Draft.